Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. Now, we are not in the Kingdoms world at the moment. We're obviously in a creative testing world here. But I wanted to kind of show you a couple things here. First and foremost, there were a few of you who told me where there was a skeleton farm very near to Altum. So, I built a skeleton farm between episodes. I didn't want to do it on camera because we just kind of built a farm, a mob farm, and it's a very, very similar one. I will, however, explain the difference. So basically, you get skeletons in here, right? And then we flick this lever twice, they'll light on fire. It will take them down to half a heart after a little while, at which point they can be easily killed with a single sword swipe, which is basically what I'm looking for. Or sometimes it takes two, but either way, it's enough to get rid of them very easily. So, we've got a mob farm. I'll show it to you in the actual world itself once we get there. Now, there's another thing that you may notice, and that would be this brick texture. I have been working on my texture pack. I asked, I think it was 2 episodes ago, if you guys were interested in seeing in me creating a texture pack for this series, and I did. It's still very, very much a work in process, or in progress, but there's some things that I have changed, and that's why we're in the creative testing world. I want to kind of show you some of the stuff, because some of the blocks that I've changed are not things that we have access to right now. Also, the skies from Halcyon Days are included as part of the texture pack. I will put a link in the description to what I have so far. The Halcyon Days textures, I did not create them, but that particular texture pack is licensed under Creative Commons, which means as long as I give them credit, which I obviously am doing, I can include it as part of my own texture pack. So, yeah. But let's get into some of the things that I have changed. So, first and foremost, we've got our cobble, and let's just grab a few different things. Let's grab mossy, and then stone brick as well. So we've got cobble, we've got mossy cobble, and you can see that the shades of green match up with the stone brick, as they should. For whatever reason, sometimes, for whatever reason, the green in the default texture pack is just like super vibrant green, and it doesn't match the mossy at all. So I changed that. Then we've got diorite, which, as you guys know, I'm pretty much never going to use unless the texture changes. So basically all I did is I changed it to a lighter cobble and a lighter stone brick. This is the polished, this is the regular. And then granite, I think granite's going to be the only really kind of controversial change that I made. I made granite a dark cobble and stone brick. And what you may not know about granite in real life is that granite is not always red. There's black granite, there's like gray granite, there's granite of all sorts of different colors. So I changed it to a darker color. Andesite, I left alone because I actually like andesite quite a lot, and I don't really think it needs to change. I think the andesite texture is beautiful, but granite and diorite, not so much. The other textures that I changed here, let's just grab these planks, and we'll just kind of build a couple little trees here. The birch still needs a little bit of work, and I think I might change the spruce up a little bit as well. But here are the log textures, and all I did was I went into Photoshop and I just kind of darkened the edges a little bit. I will also point out that a lot of these changes are very, very similar to those you would find in BOO's texture pack, but I did not copy-paste any of his textures. I didn't want to do that because I don't know if he is okay with people including his textures as part of their own texture packs. So all of these I did myself. Although I will absolutely say that I did certainly take some inspiration from BOO, and I looked at some of the things that I liked about his pack and said, I like that, I'm going to do that. So like the jungle wood, for example, you've got this kind of darker edge, and I think it looks a lot better. Same with the acacia. I love the way the acacia turned out. That works really well. And then we got the dark oak, the spruce, the oak, and the birch. And the birch I might change up a little bit. Speaking of birch, check that out. That's the birch plank. That is birch planks. And it's definitely a little bit different. I also changed the color of acacia a bit. Still orange, but if you look at pictures of acacia in real life, it's really more of like a golden orange color, not a like vibrant hit you in the face orange color. Like regular acacia wood is a lot closer to this, and it's really kind of hard to build with it because it clashes with almost everything. Then we've got our spruce and our dark oak. So these are our wood textures. I also changed the top of the acacia a little bit, and I think that looks pretty good. Let's see what else. I changed bricks. So these are bricks now, and I think they look a lot better. They still feel very vanilla, but they don't clash. They don't hurt your eyes to see it next to things. And birch, I think birch is actually going to be usable now. A lot of the changes that I made were just kind of taking some of the saturation out of a lot of these blocks to make them more usable. Like, same here with the purpur. This is the purpur. And purpur in default is obviously really kind of garish. It's very in your face. And this is purpur in this texture pack. And it's still purple. It's still definitely purple. But you can see it's not so purple that it hurts your eyes. And you could actually find a use for this, I think, in some situations, which is good, whereas regular purple, not so much. Let's just kind of put that maybe here. We'll just kind of put some purple in there. I also changed the colors of stained clay just so that they make sense. So, like, black stained clay is black. Gray stained clay is gray, cyan stained clay is cyan, and so on and so forth. Blue and light blue are their colors instead of like purplish. So the clay colors, the stained clay colors, are now what you would expect them to be. So that's kind of a thing. We didn't lose, well, we did kind of lose the super dark brown, and a couple of the other shades, but I think this is a much better solution, and it makes sense, and the black is very good. Let's see, obsidian I changed. It's the same texture. I just yanked all the color out of it, so it's just black, which I think is a lot more aesthetically pleasing than the kind of ugly purple color. Let's see, what else did I do? That might be... I know there's more than that. There's got to be more than that. Oh, water. I changed the color of water a bit. So this is water now. It's kind of this light blue, which I like quite a lot. I think it's good. I think I'm going to lighten that up even a little bit more, make it just a little bit lighter blue. We've got item frames. I tweaked item frames just a tiny bit. You probably can't even tell, but basically I just made them a little less saturated color-wise. I just took a little bit of the saturation out, so they're not quite as vibrant. Let's see, what else? Let's see what the birch fences look like. Those actually aren't too bad. I could actually see myself using those, believe it or not. I never thought I would say that. Oh, man. Okay, so other things that I changed. We've got some changes to doors. So these are the trap doors. And one thing that I need to figure out how to do is when it sits this way, it goes like that, and then when you adjust it, it changes the bands, which I don't really like. I need to fix that, but I need to figure out how to fix that first. I think it has something to do with the block states and the orientation and stuff like that. So that's something I'll play around with. Let's just put those down here. And then iron doors. I changed iron doors a little bit. And all I did was basically take the acacia door texture, which of course has also been changed to match this acacia wood here, which I think looks good. I just took the iron door texture and made it kind of irony, for lack of a better term. And then this is the iron trapdoor, which I think also looks pretty good. It's more of like a grate, and I like that. I think it's good. I think it still feels very vanilla because it's using the acacia texture, the acacia door texture, but it just doesn't, it's not so in your face. Because normal iron trapdoors are like, oh, well, actually this one we could probably leave alone. Normal iron doors and trapdoors are like this color, and it's not really a good, it doesn't blend with anything at all. I did change cactuses a little bit, just kind of made them a bit more neutral, so you can see those there. What else did I do? I think, oh, and beds. That's a bed. So, same, very, very similar texture, obviously, just a little bit more neutral color, not so bright, vibrant red. So I think that's good. And I think that's pretty much all the changes. It's not all the changes I'm going to be making. There's still going to be a few things that I want to tweak. Oh, and nether brick. Nether brick is black in this texture pack, which I think is good because we need a good black brick to work with, I think. Oh, this is white stained clay. We can put that over here. Instead of pink, it's actually white-ish, mostly. I'm just trying to look through pumpkins. There's another one. All I did with pumpkins was get rid of the face because it never made sense to me that pumpkins that would be freshly grown or found in the wild had a face on it. The jack-o'-lantern still has the face, but not the regular pumpkins. The regular pumpkins are now the same on every side, which I think is good. Anything else? I think that's it. So as far as plans for things I'm still going to tweak a little bit, I want to change endstone and endstone brick, probably to match sandstone. I want to change glowstone because it's just an ugly texture. I want to change glowstone to a texture that can kind of stand by itself without having to be covered up necessarily. What else? Glass. I need to tweak glass for sure. Not necessarily the glass blocks, but the panes I think need to be tweaked a little bit for sure. And that might be about it. I want to change some of the paintings and put in custom paintings instead of just all the default vanilla ones. But I'm just looking through here, and I think that's pretty much the extent of the changes that I want to make. So I still have some work to do. I still have some things that need to get done. I want to tweak a couple textures here and there. But this is all part of the texture pack. Let's just take a look at this in default. Let's just get rid of that. And there we go. That's the whole thing in default. And that's what it looks like in my texture pack. So it's very, very similar. Very, very similar indeed. Almost to the point, I won't say it's to the point where you can't tell that there's a texture pack equipped, because obviously there is, but not in such a way that it changes the feel of Minecraft. And I think really the only change here that's going to be kind of controversial is going to be the granite, because I'm taking it to an entirely different color. And I think some people might not like that, but realistically, I'm never really going to use granite for anything. The only use I've ever found for granite in the vanilla pack is in flooring, mixing it with dirt and maybe jungle wood. And that's basically it. So I'm not good with that. I would like to actually use granite because it's so prevalent and available. And I just think this is a good solution. So we have kind of this darker stone texture color thing. I considered making purple an entirely different texture, so that we have a slab stair variant of stuff. Oh, that reminds me, that's another texture that I changed. Speaking of end stuff, I don't know where end rods are. I would think... here we go. End rods, I just made that gray instead of purple. But yeah, little tweaks. Let me know what you think, and I will put a link to the texture pack that in the description. What I have so far, at least. I'm not gonna update it. I'm not gonna update the download link every episode because this is gonna be kind of an ongoing project to tweak things here and there and do some work. But I wanted to get this out to you just so that you could kind of play along and have a general idea of everything. And let me know what you think about the texture pack so far and how it, what your thoughts are on it. But I've probably been talking in this creative world for a little too long now, so I'm going to go ahead and hop back into the world of kingdoms, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright guys, we are back, and here we are in the world, and you can kind of see some of these textures at work. The spruce, I think I kind of want to make this a connected texture, so that when two logs are next to each other, it doesn't give us this thing in the middle. But then again, I don't necessarily hate the thing in the middle either, so maybe not. I don't know. Mossy cobble looks so much better. It really does. But we're out here kind of in the wilderness, and I wanted to show you the skeleton farm, if I can find it. It's around here somewhere. Let's see, Altum's over there. So it should be right around here some. Oh, there we go. I see the path. I'm going to make a proper path to it at some point, and I'm going to make a proper entrance to it at some point. Right now, you just kind of come downstairs. But this is the skeleton farm. It's really nothing super fancy. We've got a little trapdoor here for garbage disposal to get rid of bows and things like that. Skeletons come... Actually, we can sneak back here and just take a peek. The skeleton farm itself is right here behind this wall, and it's pretty simple. It's just a regular old drop farm, funneled into a channel there, and then once that's done, they go up a water tube and land ultimately right here. Now, let's just... Oh, there he goes. But here, you can see we've got a water block up there, which basically is there to break their fall. So they land here without taking any damage. That guy's going to be stuck up there now, isn't he? So I've been kind of AFKing at this farm for a while, and I've got a bunch of bones, which is good because I want to build with bone blocks. That's the whole reason that I built this skeleton farm. I've also got a ton of arrows, but bones are really the important thing. Now, for bone blocks in 1.10... Oh, and by the way, I also forgot to mention, 1.10 is now officially out. Optifine for 1.10 is in a pre-release at the time of this recording. And actually, 1.10 has been out for a couple of episodes. I record pretty much all of my stuff on weekends, so when I recorded, I think the last 2 or 3 episodes or something like that, 1.10 was not out yet. It was still in pre-release versions. And then it came out on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. Either way, it is now out, and we are on 1.10.0. I've got Optifine running, and all is well. So, I want to try building a little bit with bone blocks, as I said, and I also want to make sure that the next kingdom that we're going to establish, which we're going to start this episode, we're going to start the new kingdom a little bit in today's episode. I don't know that we're going to get a whole lot of building done, just, due to time constraints, and we still need to, pick out a location and stuff like that. But I'm thinking the next kingdom is going to be kind of an agricultural kingdom where they raise livestock and maybe have a bunch of farms and things like that. So we'll have, that's basically going to be the place where we put all of our animals and farms and things, because Altum really doesn't have any animals, any livestock or farms at all. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to want to do that. Where do I want to build? I would really like to build this in the plains, and I seem to remember there was a relatively large plains around here somewhere. I think it was kind of out this way. All right, guys, I am back, and there's Altum. Check that out. Is that not beautiful? at night. That looks gorgeous, man. I love it. But we're back home. I wasn't able to find, well, actually, I haven't gone out looking in a different direction. But I did want to stop here and just kind of show you this. Like, look at that. The glow. Hello, creeper. I see you. Go away. Leave me alone. Thank you. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, take a sleep. I've been gathering lots of wood, so I'm going to put that into our chests in Altum so that we have a place to store it. And then I'm going to continue my search for the perfect location to build our new kingdom. All right, guys, I am back, and I see the plains now that I was looking for previously. So Altum, just to kind of orientate you, Altum, orientate? Just to kind of let you know where we are in the world. Altum's back that way, with that kind of main gate coming straight out here. The skeleton farm and the zombie spawner are somewhere kind of in between us and Altum. But if we go straight out here, we're going to come to this nice big plains. This is where I originally found my sheep, like the first night that I could use to make a bed. And in fact, there's a couple of sheep right there. Awesome. And we got cows and we got pigs. So, I mean, this seems like a pretty good place to make this kingdom. Just because the livestock, I mean, that's all pretty close, which is great if we're going to be making a farming kingdom. I don't want to go halfway across the world to get the livestock we'll need. And there's a lot of space here, a lot of open space, which I think is really good. So I think this is it right here. This kind of area, this is going to be our new kingdom. I don't have a world, I don't have a name for it yet. So maybe you guys can help me out with that. It's going to be a farming village. I shouldn't necessarily call it a kingdom, but it's going to be a farming village. Oh, we have chickens over here too. Awesome. That's fantastic. Anyway, so what I want to do, first and foremost, is I want to get a little bit of kind of a design going, kind of a little house, some of that kind of stuff. And let's just go ahead and make a double chest, like so. And then I'm just going to put all of that in there. And we're just going to go ahead and make a ton of bone meal, because bone meal is what you use to make the bone blocks. And I want to use the bone blocks here. We're going to go for kind of like a Tudor style, a medieval kind of Tudor style here, which I think will be really good. All right, guys, I am back. I'm just finishing up the framework here, and I think that looks good. However, I may or may not have kind of forgotten to bring a bed with me, which probably wasn't the best of decisions, but you know what? It's okay. Now, what we're going to do here is we're basically just going to bring this framework around again on this top level and just make it kind of parallel with this other log, like so. There we go. And that's basically going to allow us to kind of get some interesting shape and some, some depth, and also it'll just basically help make it look good. Let's clear out this grass here, because it's all very much in my way at the moment. There we go. And I wonder if there's a cave around here where I could find some iron real quick. Is this lava over here? It is. It's all lava, no cave. Okay. Let's just break some of this grass so it doesn't spread and light everything on fire. In fact, it would probably be, hello, zombies. Incoming. Incoming. Go away, creeper. Go away. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, also, before I forget, a lot of you had asked about world downloads for this world, and yes, I will be posting world downloads. I don't know how often. It's not going to be every 10 episodes. I know that for sure. I'm thinking it's probably going to be every 25 episodes. That way we have one on 25, 50, 100, basically all of the kind of milestone videos, because I want it to be something special. I don't want it to be just, I think it takes kind of some of the I think it takes kind of the importance of it out if you do it all the time. You know what I mean? If you post a world download every like 5 episodes, well, I don't think that's really worth doing, because there's just not that much progress to show. There's not that much stuff to update. But I think I'm gonna do one every 25 episodes. That's kind of my plan. Ooh, Enderman. We need all the Endermen we can get, because I want to get to the end. I want to get to the end and build an Ender like this week. That would be amazing. Come here, Enderman. Hit him in the foot. There we go. Got him. Nice. And we got a couple Ender Pearls. 4 Ender Pearls for that. Wow, that's pretty good. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to looking for iron, and I'll come back to you in a sec. Alright guys, I am back, and I'm actually heading back to Altum to just get a bed and some things from there. But I've been out here killing zombies and things as I work my way back, and I managed to get a carrot and a potato, and I don't think we actually had either of those yet, so that is fantastic for us, especially since we're about to start the farming community. I think it's very good that we just found potatoes and carrots. That's going to be a very good food source for us. The potatoes will be, at least. Carrots, not so much, but potatoes, yeah, for sure. Hello, creeper. Oh, don't explode. Thank you. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to head back to Altum. I'm going to take a sleep. I'm going to grab some stuff, and I'll meet you back at the new village. All right, guys, I am back. So we've got that all filled in, and I think it looks really good. Obviously, it's going to look a lot better once we get an actual roof on the thing. But all in all, like, I'm actually pretty happy with how it looks right now. I think it looks good. We'll have a door here. And maybe we put windows here? Possibly? I haven't, we'll see about that. I might do something different there. But that's a pretty good little start. Now, I do want to go ahead and put a floor into this thing right away as well. We can do that. We're not going to finish this thing today because we're almost out of time for this episode, actually. But I think I want to try out a couple different floors in here. So one of those is going to be the birch. I want to try out the birch and just see how it looks in this block palette. With the oak and with the bone blocks. I think it's going to end up looking relatively good, although I'm actually a little worried that there's not going to be enough contrast between the bone block and the birch. Yeah. That's just too white. It's too white. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It was certainly worth trying. I think we can certainly find a use for it in some places. Like, for example, I mean, realistically, since this is a lot of the same shades, we can use that in combination with the bone block to get some pretty cool little kind of effects there. But I guess what we'll do instead, let's just go ahead and make some oak slabs. And I'll just put down a nice oak slab floor in here, and I think that will look good. I think that will accomplish what I need it to accomplish, and maybe we'll put one here as well. Yeah, that should be good. So let's just get this all filled in, like so. Oh, there we go. And I used almost all of my bone blocks. I had like 3 stacks of bone blocks, and I used almost all of them in this build, which is a little concerning. Just a little bit, but that's okay. There we go. Let's actually bring those logs across there as well. I think that'll look a little better, just as far as design goes. Yeah, and then maybe up here we put in oak as well. Now, I'm looking at this, and I don't know, do I want to have oak slabs here? Because this will kind of bother me, but at the same time, I think it'll actually look all right. We also need to work out where we're going to have a staircase in this thing. And we need to do some interior planning and things like that too. But let's just go ahead and light that up. That's all good. Where's my crafting bench? Can I reach it from here? I can. Sweet. Let's just make a few more of those. And let's actually make a couple of these guys too. One more. One more set. There we go. That looks good. And I think for this one... Oh! Whoa! Hey! No. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, did I knock that thing up to where I can't get it? Of course I did. Alright, there we go. So here, I think I'm going to turn it like so. Just so it kind of covers up some of that. And I think that's a bit better. And then, as far as staircase goes, we could probably put the staircase maybe right here? Potentially? No, that won't work. Temporarily, though, it will. Just temporarily. We're going to need a door here. I just want to light the upstairs up as well, just so we've got some lighting in here and things don't break and kill us. Okay, cool. So I think that's good. And I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and call it for this episode, guys, because I'm pretty much out of time. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.